What is up, everyone? Welcome to Here's Avenue. My name is Darren, and today we have some things to talk about in the DC camp, specifically Swamp Thing and what's happening in San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm trying to see if those two are kind of linked, but let's talk about it. And so yesterday, if you guys haven't seen it on social media, Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, they went out on social media and posted a picture, or more like a poster, of Wonder Woman 1984. It's a picture of Wonder Woman in an armor, and the caption was on the post was that they're going to be missing, or DC is going to be missing out on Hall H this coming San Diego Comic-Con, and that is a huge surprise to me, just because every year. For as long as I know, DC has been there killing it every year. Even when Marvel left, they were still there and they kept winning every year at San Diego Comic-Con. And the fact that they're going to be skipping out this year, I'm really questioning what's going on in DC, because that's totally not like them. They definitely, when there's an opportunity to market a movie, they definitely take upon that opportunity and they do it. And so I'm curious on why why are they, skipping this year's Comic-Con, especially, after the fact that, Shazam and Aquaman has been, really well received. It seems like DC's finally getting their foot back together. And so what I'm thinking is that there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of rumors going on right now with DC and what's going on with them, a lot of leaks. And a lot of things happening in the executive part of things that I feel like they still need to get everyone in line still. So I feel like their message, I feel like things outside of what's been what they've been pumping out, things outside of that, like all their other projects, I think it's still rocky right now. And so I think DC still doesn't know yet what they want to do in the future, and I think they want to avoid backlash or avoid negativity from fans, as much as they can, because last year, they came out, they gave us a really, based on the description, they gave us exclusive footage of Wonder Woman 1984, and Patty Jenkins was so passionate about it, Gal Gadot was so excited about it, and then people started talking shit about it. And so that's something that DC just does not want to, they want to avoid as much as possible, because they've been in the fire for so long that I think they want to avoid it as much as they can. And I think by maybe skipping Comic-Con this year, it kind of gives them more control on when they want to release the their trailers or whatever, and it kind of gives them more control overall. And so in this Wonder Woman post, Patty Jenkins also said that she can't wait to start doing promoting the movie in December. And so I think it's a shame, because honestly, DC at Comic-Con is definitely something that gets me excited to go every year. If you guys don't know, I camped out literally 24 hours for Hall H for Batman vs Superman. So Batman vs Superman, I camped out for Hall H wristbands. And so they hand out wristbands on Saturday. I think they handed out wristbands Saturday at I think 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. And the Hall H panel didn't start until Saturday 11 a.m. I camped out Friday around 5 a.m. So literally more than 24 hours before the panel even started, I camped out at that time. And so I spent my Friday at San Diego Comic-Con on the sidewalk in the sun, pretty much living like a homeless person on the street, and just looking at everyone walk by me like I'm some weirdo. I made friends in line. You call those your line buddies. But yeah, I didn't leave. But I had the other days to explore Comic-Con already. But that's what I did. And then once I got in to Hall H, and I saw that Batman vs Superman footage live, it was crazy. And so my whole family thought I was nuts for doing that, by the way. And so yeah, so DC is definitely something special to Comic-Con to me. And it's very sad they're going to be skipping out of it, skipping Comic-Con, but I kind of understand where they're coming from, especially they don't know what they're doing yet. based off this Swamp Thing cancellation. If you guys don't know, Swamp Thing is going to be canceled, so they're not moving forward with the season 2. They're going to still complete, you know, season 1 on DC Universe, but they're canceling it so right now. And so and that's due to, apparently it's due to, you know, miscommunication with the city of North Carolina, or just North Carolina in general. So basically it has something to do with like tax breaks and tax rebate as well. And so there is some miscommunication with that, and so DC's pulling out Swamp Thing, and they're canceling in general. And I mean, Swamp Thing, it had a rough start from the beginning. I heard that the executives didn't, they weren't as excited for this project, so they minimized the season from 13 episodes to 10 from the beginning. While it was still in production, they shortened the season, and everyone was pissed. And so I mean, this whole project started very badly. I mean, Swamp Thing just been brutalized in general. I mean, I think there was other projects for a Swamp Thing movie, and then that never got made, and then they finally got it to get made in the DC Universe app, and now they're canceling after the first episode. I mean, that first episode was hugely well received. I super loved it. Love that first episode. I can't wait to see more, and I'm sad that we're not gonna see any more. I mean, the future is ambiguous, right? It could come back depending on how people react to it, and maybe the execs, maybe they find another place besides North Carolina to have the show. So I mean, there's other locations that DC could look at, like Louisiana, and I mean, they could go other places. They don't need to necessarily choose that spot. So I don't see why they canceled it. They could have just found a different spot and, you know, shot the second season 2 there. So I mean, so the bottom line is, I think most of the decision is with the lack of believing in this season or believing in this series from the execs. So it all comes down to the executives. I feel like the executives still don't know how to work a business around the creatives. And it's a huge bummer that this season was well received. So I'm wondering if the result of Swamp Thing has any effect or has some kind of connection with the backing out of Comic-Con with DC. I feel like there's something there. I'm sure it has to do with the executives, but I'm curious on what this is. And I'm sure we're going to hear more about it in the future, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this. What do you guys think is the result of, why is DC backing out of Comic-Con this year? And what do you think about this Swamp Thing cancellation? Did you guys watch it already or not? Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. It's kind of short, but I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, and I'll see you guys again. Bye.